Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chris Lucci Initiative Live program. This is Chris Lucci Initiative giving life a meaning. How are we doing? How is everyone doing? Happy Friday to you all. And we throw a big shout out to all the women in the world, especially the uh, Chris Lucci community, women of women of its kind. We say Happy Women Crush Day. Mr. Larry, I cite you. Greetings to you, sir. I see you, Miss Vivian Chukujeku. How are you doing, ma'am? I see you, Miss Purity Mandy. How are you doing? Welcome. I see you, Okuna De Oluwasan. How are you doing? I see you, Melvina from YouTube, YouTubers. Thank you all for joining. I see you, Miss Eteng. Greetings to you, ma'am. I see you, Mr. Ben. Greetings to you, and congratulations again. I hope mom and baby are doing good. I see you, Miss Goodness. Welcome to the live program. Greetings to you all. Greetings to you all. And I say to you all, Happy Women Crush Day. Okay. I hope everyone is doing good. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. I see you all. Miss Osagi Blessing, how are you doing? And how is your adorable? I hope you're all doing great. I see you, Miss Ogochukwu Izlike. How are you doing, ma'am? I see all our queen mothers here. I see you, Miss Grace. How are you doing, ma'am? Buja. I see you all, Miss Dorcas. How are you doing? Welcome. Uh, Miss, I think Miss or Mister, right? Evangel. I think Evangel is a woman. Uh, where is it? Okay, that's Chigoziem. How are you doing? Welcome to the program. I see you, Miss Sparkley. Goodness, how are you doing, ma'am? Welcome to the program. I see you, Miss Dorcas, ma'am. How are you doing? Welcome to the program. I see you, ma'am. Miss Ike Olua, how are you doing, ma'am? Welcome to the program. I cite you, my hobby. I'm loyal. How are you doing? How is mom doing? How is everything going? Welcome to the program. We see you all. We see you all. Happy Wednesday. And again, we'll throw a big shout out. Women, happy Women Crush Day, right? I crush on you all. I will crush on you all always. Okay? You all are phenomenal. Do not forget that. Okay, so today, a topic so dear to my heart, and I believe to many of us heart, right? Miss Phil, I see you, ma'am. How are you doing? Welcome to the program. How is mom doing? I cite you, Queen Mother. How are you doing? Welcome to the program. It's Ogechi. I see you, Miss Amarachi. How are you doing, ma'am? Welcome to the program. I see you. The name is flying. But anyways, I trust we are doing good. You're welcome. Again, a topic very dear to my heart for intentional early childhood parenting. I'm gonna have someone, to join me on this program. I requested just, the time I, decide like I confirmed coming this live, and she's gonna be here. I will send her. Is the person you all know, our own very Ari Vision. Okay, So this topic again is very dear to my heart. When I say very dear to my heart, this means a lot to me. This is that stage everything starts from. It is that topic everything, started from. It is that topic, that word, intentional. It is that topic that any decision made then will influence the child's life. Like I said, is a topic very dear to my heart. Let me know wrong. Let's call on our Father to come and take control. Okay. Let's call upon him to just come and use us tonight. Okay. So that we don't get it in human form. Okay. So we're gonna call upon him. Please, we know our culture, our tradition, right? Please translate before I will go on transition. So our program today is going to do with, stages, transitioning stages. So now I'm going to use it to ask you all to do that. But anyways, what are we saying? Please help us to translate so that our Igbos and all that, will be able to get it. But though we taking it to the Father, okay? It's for him and him alone. However, if we can do that justice by just carrying people along, okay. So I'm gonna call upon him because I really need him tonight. I really need him tonight. This topic and teaching is gonna be based on proved theories. Approved theories, credible theories, and plus personal experience. However, including the personal experience will stay crown on that, the studies, the theories, okay? But it's just to tell us, yes, that this work, yes, that's, being an intentional parent is a cause to embrace them, and at the same time, the influence, the effect this has done, long run, that many often we don't even know, including that critical thinking. No one is born with all of this. However, providing that support, that we promote it or encourage a child, all these things start from the beginning. Many of us, we are not opportuned with this, but by the grace of God, some of us got it, the opportunity right away, embrace it and run with it, and, able to stay here today to do that, and still the further studies by the grace of God. Let's go. Mere mamara Chineke, mere mamara Chukwu, bịa were ọnọdụ Chineke mmụọ ma dị ike. Mere mamara Chineke mmụọ dadị, bịa mere mamara ka bụ eze mmụọ ma dị ike. Mere mamara Chinaza ekpere, mere mamara Chukwu, bịa ka i were ọnọdụ Chineke mmụọ ma dị ike. Mere mamara Chineke mere mamara Chukwu, bịa mere mamara Chineke mmụọ ma dị ike. Bịa zam Chinaza ekpere, bịa zam Chukwuma, bịa ka ịzam okwu Chineke na mmụọ ma dị ike. Mere ndị ga-amara Chineke, mere ndị ga-amara Chukwu, bịa mebere ndị ga-amara Chineke mmụọ anyị dị ike. Mere mamara Chineke dadị, bịa mere m amara Chineke m mmụọ ma dị ike. Mee m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m agara gozi onye nwe m Chineke. Mee m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m agara gozi onye nwe m Chineke. Mee m ka m dị ndụ aga m agara gozi ọma Chineke m. Mee m ka m dị ndụ na-aga m agara gozi Papa igwe m Chineke. As a parent, it is a ministry. It is a call. You are a minister. You are called to be a parent. Many people are not opportune. Many people cannot get it together. Many people are still not there yet. But the privilege of being a mother, a father, the privilege of a parent, I tell us, to get it all right into that developmental aspects of them, those folks, those angels bestowed upon us, we need it all, including the help of our Maker. We are asking for his help tonight, that the message tonight indeed will make many of us to actually be parental, intentional parents. Last time we hosted our barrister here, and she made that comment, said, I am an intentional parent. It got me. Regardless of her busy schedule and everything, she said, I am an intentional parent. And I can attest to that. Sometimes, we talk and all this, we always get her talking with the husband in the car, taking the child to school, and then getting all those, yes, and a lot more, regardless of the social status, because everything will later come to pass and who will be left with us. And the early childhood of a child goes a long way. May this program tonight indeed birth transformation in parenting. May this program tonight, by the Lord, the Yahweh Sabaoth, the Most High God, go in the lives of parents and birth transformation. The role of a mother is very highly vital, and the role of a father is highly vital to have balance in this development. As we are spreading it, look and see where you can as well be impactful in other people's lives that are not opportune to be in such programs like this, and other many beautiful programs out there. Opportunities and privileges are not given to us to just living for living's sake. It is for living for a purpose. May the Lord preserve you. May the Lord keep you, both in good health, longevity, and whatever it takes, but not in vain. Use it and do that minister work as a parent. Be you father, be you mother. And then a child that encounters or come in contact with children. Any adult in a child's life has a role to play. Memu kamdim donaga magara gozi onye nwemu Chineke. Memu kamdim do aga maruru goma Chineke mo. Memo kandendo naga maruru goroma papi gwemu chineke. Memo kandendo naga maruru goroma chineke mo. Nye marike ze naga maruru goroma onye zemo. Nye marike ze naga maruru goroma chukwu jindumoa. Memo kandindu agamaruru goroma chineke mo. Our help is in the name of the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Heavenly Father, we disappear and call upon you to appear. Lord, we decrease and ask you to increase, to indeed come and just use us tonight as a tool, as an instrument. The source of knowledge, wisdom, and the all cometh from thee, the very helper in the times of need, a present helper. May humility, Lord, be part of our virtue. May compassion be part of our virtue. May passion be part of our virtue. Lord, may the topic tonight indeed go out there for transformation, bear fruits and germinate in many lives of the kids, in many lives of the parents, in our society. In the name of you, God the Father, Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen and amen. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, awesome people. Thank you, everyone. Our revision, I'm gonna put this link. I'm gonna paste this link. Here is it. Paste. Okay, I'm gonna put this link and I'll pin it. Or admin, you can. Okay, I think I can. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pin the link. Okay. Here is the link. Okay. I think I did. So I'm gonna pin it. Okay, so you can come in the studio, okay, with that link. So thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Even though I don't do, Wednesday program often, but remember, we have Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday as our actually standard program, both now and in the future, unless by the grace of God, if we then happens to have more time, yeah. However, because of time and other, programs balancing this, many often I do once, or here and there, yeah, come like, we just did, or we just doing now, okay? So this topic, everybody needs this topic. Whether you're a potential parent, whether you're already, a parent, whether you have those beautiful, you have someone you have who knows who, we all need this because foundation of the building determines the longevity of that building, the how long, that building can go. Maintenance is the other things we do, to enhance it, but the foundation matters, and most often we make certain mistakes, because we think, because they are kids, we always say, oh, they are kids. Oh, habo mwaka, they are kids. And by the time, even Bible that say catch them young did not make mistake. Even the same God that had to punish Eli because of the mistake of that same early childhood, when Eli was like trying to do it, at later dawn, and he has to be punished regardless of his love, service, dedication, and commitment to God. He still has to, be punished because God said you didn't do that at early dawn. So trying to correct that as an adult, most often it's almost impossible unless with personal decision that they now have to, the adults and the support system I now have to be intentional to start correcting certain things, unlearn, relearn, and all of those. So what are we talking about tonight? Again, a topic very dear to my heart for intentional early childhood parenting. Many of us have already made that mistake, but I tell us, okay, we can do some, now is not preventive measures. However, some of us can still do preventive measure because this is a cycle, like this is ongoing. A lot of people will born, a lot of people will stay born, and all of those, right? And even you as a friend, as a mom, tomorrow you will be grandparents, right? You will have something to offer as a grandparent. Being a grandparent doesn't mean we bear that by name, right? Just like as an auntie and uncle, not before Kitty, not be in vain. There are things as a grandparent, you should be like with experience. I'm not fallacies, with experience that works, right? Okay, we use all those experience to equip our children, and then the grandchildren, so that they don't make certain mistakes of, make mistakes of others. Not all of us can make the same mistakes or repeat mistakes, right? We can learn from mistakes of others. And there are many places we can learn it. One of them is like program like this, another like different good books, different other great programs out there. Okay? Because again, nothing is automatic. You work on things for things to work. To be successful is not automatic. It's the same thing. There is process that should be observed. So now let's go. I have a revision in the building. I'm going to get you, man. I'm going to get you. So let's kick off there. Okay. Now I'm going to start with, so again, some of us that grew up and noticed that actually, stuff went wrong. Now that is where relearning comes in place. We can now relearn. Okay, so that's the opportunity there. And as an adult, the decision you make can actually move mountain. The decision you make as an adult can actually go a long way. So it is still not late yet. Okay. However, the things we've already done with our kids, or some things we're already missing with our kids, we can start correcting those errors, And then some of us that are, some of us that still have that opportunity of early childhood, like the kids are still infant, toddlers, and all of those, right? Bingo, you all got it right. But you got to be intentional. Don't take this for granted. There were stuff I was doing, raising the kids, and I still do that. If you come to my refrigerator, even this summer, you will see my summer program. Like, yeah, it's intentionality. Because if you don't put those things where you see them or as a guide, you are a human. Life is busy. Life is, everything is so demanding that you will forget. Okay? And you see that comfort, as soon as we binge on that comfort, guess what? Nothing happens. But with that target, that's demanding, we can be up and running. We have time to even do all of those and still have a lot and plenty of time for even ourselves. Yes. It's about routine. It's about that intentionality, it's about the focus. So let's go. Now, a lot are happening, and you all can agree with me that indeed, many kids are growing up without being raised up. Many kids are growing up without being raised up. That's number one. Number two, many of us parents train or in parenting, many of us, right, are training the kids, right, and then at the same time living the opposite. That's contradiction. We are contradicting. We are not role models. I think that's the simple term, right? Many of us are not that role model in our kids. Last time I asked a question on reflection. How will it be like? How will it feel seeing you in your child? How will it feel like? And I shared a story, or is a life story. Is this or what is a life stuff? A person saying that the most painful part of this life is training child, seeing your child, you in your child. and you are correcting this, that thing is repeating, and that stuff that is repeating is you. Like those are your attributes, they are your qualities, right? And you're seeing those and you're trying to correct it and it's not working, and you're still seeing you not agreeing with, like, she was just like, no matter how hard you push him, you continue to see yourself in your child. That is what, like, and it is what it is. Okay, still with consistency and that focus, it can still be achieved. It can still be achieved. Sometimes we don't depend this parenting just on our own knowledge, because many of us did not even get it right. Many of us still don't even, the world, like, we are in 21st century. If you're gonna bring the things in the back to put everything now, it's not gonna to rhyme. We're not gonna get it. However, we still maintain the original, which, like, the value, the original. Then getting here and there, upgrading as an enhancement, right? The original stays, and then the 21st century, the technology, phase, we now, add them to do what? To enhance what we're doing. Okay? For example, these two things I will give. Having a child now have a technology and all those right devices, morning till night, is becoming new normal. It's not normal, and that's 21st century for us. But before now, we have in a way, whereby maybe in a month is even when you might even get it, or maybe in the evening, you get it through the windows and all of that. Now we can amend it by having a schedule, okay, with an agreement. Now you can be having a movie night, or this movie, this once a day, like a movie night free. Now you can be having your iPad or tablet time 20-30 minutes a day, because you have to care for their eyes too. Remember, all those things in their body are still developing. All the aspects of their body is still a process, okay? They are still growing. So we have to have time for the natural, the natural aspects of their growth. Okay, but oftentimes we use the modern part to replace everything, knowing that those shouldn't replace but to enhance. Don't forget that. Now, when you will come to that intentionality again, it starts from foundation, and that will go with, we have developmental differences. We have developmental differences. Every child develop, with certain different stages based on a lot of factors. Let's not forget that. I will leave it there. Now, whatever and the how that child is being developed, right? Like the child is being grown, right? Has a huge influence. Now, it has a huge influence in the child's development. That's number one. Secondly, it will still influence the personality of that child long run. Okay, we're gonna move from there. It's not overall of the child. The activities of the child will be influenced, and the learning aspects of the child will be influenced. And this is where we said, or we came with, every child is a genius. Every child is a genius. They are born genius. Now, it requires some criteria to bring or activate that genius in them, which is just little. What is that? Efforts and intentionality. We got to put that efforts, because it can't just happen. So effort will be needed, and then that focus, being intentional as well, will be needed. Now we proceed. We have something we call prenatal, but I'm not going to dive into that. The prenatal, the natal, the infant, the toddlers, these are stages, okay? But I will just concise it by saying 0 through 18 or 24 months. A lot happens in this stage. Okay, For parents with younger kids, and they game, even if you don't have younger kids, tomorrow you will become a grandfather, grandpapa, and you should have something to offer, especially, especially intellectual property, like the intellect, the cognitive aspect of it, because that's where everything boils. Cognitive aspect of it. Okay? Now, these stages, okay, 0 to around 18 to 24 months, all right? Back home, there are stuff that happens back home. When we have kids, it starts with sometimes the child will cry, okay? We carry the child. Sometimes you carry the child will be crying, you stand up. No. Okay? Remember, when a child is crying, does not mean a child is hungry. Because they cannot talk, okay? They are communicating with that cry, and that covers a lot of things. So it is up to us to know exactly what this child is communicating at this aspect, this stage of life. Sometimes it could be attention. They just need your attention. Sometimes they just need your talk, like talk to them. That emotional aspect, you see where it start building. Because many of us has even lost confidence and self-esteem, along the line, because all these things we are denied. Okay? Now, remember, as that baby crying, sometimes it could be what we call, attention. They need your attention. And guess what? You must not carry them to do the attention. You can converse. You can be communicating. You can be in the kitchen while the child is close, right? Either anywhere is playing and all of those, you can be talking. For example, the child might cry, this is a time to eat food, right? You don't just ignore your child and be making food. Okay? The child may not understand what you're doing, but the child can hear you and be comforted, soothing. Okay? And that soothing gives that confidence. It heals their emotion, like nurture. Okay? Now, what's going to happen if you're making a food for that child? It could be, maybe the name of the child, right, is Praise, the first person I said the name. Okay, Praise, I know you're hungry. Okay, I'm getting your food. You might be washing bottle, right? Okay, Praise, I know you're hungry. I'm getting your food ready, and you are washing it, right? All right, I'm almost done. Okay. Okay, almost done. I promise I will get you in a minute. Blah, you're doing this, you're doing that. All right, okay, almost done. And then by the time you're finishing, milk is ready, and all of those, you are shaking the milk. I'm just gonna shake your milk. This, you see all these things. Let me, give this thing before I continue. It is building what we call language to that child. Language, you are giving the child vocabulary. That's on another stage, on another development of life. So you are giving this child not only that emotional support, like that communication, the attention. However, you are building language with that child. These things are not automatic. You are providing them the right words to use. Okay? Children are not born and they develop language. No. I mean, they start speaking. No, those things are developed. If you have a child and put a child in a room, close that child, like beam there and all of those, this child, you do not communicate with the child, nobody to communicate with the child. That child is going to have a long time delay in speech. Very important. All these things are being learned. But let me come out of there, okay? But understand that you are building language, which will provide a lot of vocabularies, many words. That's what I mean by that vocabulary. Many words for that child as an individual. Choices of words as an individual. So I'm going to stop there. Now, coming to, okay, Praise, I'm getting this, you will see that child will stop crying. And now be listening, okay? Engaging, comforting, that soothing, words of that mom and everything until you pick up the child to feed. Now, remember, when you do this at first time, it's not automatic. You do that first time, the child is still trying because they can't understand you. They're only hearing you. So they're trying to understand what you're doing. Now they will develop this trust by, after that, the process, you now go pick them up to feed them, right? Tomorrow or the next time you're making food, the same thing, right? The child will watch you. You will go do all of those, come back. Now, after some time, once you're talking, having the bottle, like those bottles, and then the child already know. They will not cry. They will be patient, listening to your voice, cooperating with you. You see that until you get all of those and pick the child. Okay, let's get this now. So that's the importance. When a child is crying, okay, ignoring the child, why you know this child need this at a time, and all these things, affects the child's development as they grow and the long run. So let's take note of this. Okay, and when we are doing it, especially because most often it's good to know the reason why we are doing things, not just for doing sake, so that it can motivate us. Even though this child cannot talk, however, okay, these are the things this child can gain. It's very important. And now we are going to, so this is that from that early stage, okay, the infant through that toddler. Okay, now another thing parents do, a parent always comforting the child, like carrying the child. No, for this child to develop what we call muscles, we call it what is that? Gross motor skills. Gross GROSS. Gross motor skills. Okay. Now, to build and develop the gross motor skills of this child, okay, there is something we call tummy time. When we were growing up, they will tell you, oh, the intestine is doing this, and then child is having a stomach upset and all of those and all of that. Yes. However, there are things we can do, okay? Starting from 6 weeks of that child, there is something we call tummy time, okay? So now on this child's schedule, have what we call tummy time. During tummy time, just leave the child on the tummy, okay? You can have all these mats, we have in the market. Place the mat, put the child on what we call tummy time, okay? When you put it, now put something in the front where the child can, always play with, or sometimes you will see them, they will push it and they will grab it. They will push it and they will grab it. In the physical aspect of it is gross motor, you're building a gross motor skill. Then in the cognitive aspect of it, it is providing the child with what we call open-ended activities. While he's playing, he's figuring out, he's brainstorming, he's solving problem. His brain is, on his own developing. This helps with their cognitive at this stage, okay? Tummy time is very important for the muscles, the child's, to build his muscles. So that by the time a child can stand with one leg, yes. By the time a child can run or start standing and all of those, yes, because you have helped the child from that initial stage to build those muscles, right? To run, to do certain things at different stages, okay? And then I'm going to leave it there, okay, for that. And then there is something we call fine motor skills, okay? Fine motor skills is where you have your child, again, from 6 weeks. I'm not saying 6 months. From 6 weeks, okay? You should be able to ensure you've provided fine motor skills for this child, because sometimes you see people even 2 years, 3 years eating. Everywhere will be messy and all of those things are not automatic. You build those things from the early stage. And there is something I'm going to tell parents here. We are fond of this, style that when our kids are eating, they eat on the floor. You can correct those. Build your child confidence by getting this table. There are this teaching, sometimes we find them in school and all of those. And all these things I'm telling you, I tell you, I lived all this and I've actually shared it with someone. Stages from baby, from this, from that until now. Even my kids, they have their library in this house. They have their study, we call it study room. And in their study room, I set up library. And I started this library at the very early stage. By 17 months, my first child, we took him, he was supposed to go hospital by 18 months, their procedure, because we are, about to fly. And then we didn't have that, he has to, take that check before going. When we got there, doctor was saying certain things, saying certain things, saying certain, and then you know what doctor said? Doctor was like, he is already ready for high school because of the words. However, it's not automatic. I worked for it. Let me share with you all a bit before I continue. It was, again, intentionality. His school, okay, was close where I was working, right? During my 1 hour lunch break, right away, I will go there. Now, once I got, I got there, I will tell the teachers, they already know. So they're just going to get the food ready. If I come, I will feed him, right? We talk why I'm doing that. After that, I will change his diaper and then I will take him to the room. I have his bag, this small, suitcase, whatever, for kids, right? That I pack his stuff. I have where I have his books, more of colors and, just, words and all those, right? And then I have other things. If I come there, this thing I tell you, my schedule, Monday through Friday, I do this. No one day missed. Okay? Now, I will get that book, we will read. I will say, A is for apple, B, bo. And then, it was a long time, then at a time. That book is like this, this child can do all with that books. And then I will do that for minutes, okay? I schedule for that. And guess what? Now is the nap time, right? Okay. I will put him and then I will say, go 9-9. I will pull up his crib. I do not pat in the back because I didn't train him like that. And then I will tell the teachers, don't pat his back, he's going to fall asleep. And that's his schedule. And now guess what? We continued like this, right? And so on and so on. But now to tell us again, there's some things those stuff healed. My first child, 2 years plus, started reading. I mean, I'm not here to do anything. Normally, you all know me. I don't put nothing personal on media I don't do that. But since I'm treating this and I have lived this, I am just sharing it. Just get this opportunity, you may not get it again. Anything personal, I don't. It's not what I am called for. If any person even get me on it, I will shut it down. It's not, I am focused, but I'm just giving you this support. Like I said, if I feel like willingly give it free, just grab it. If you ask me, you may not get it. I may turn it down. But if I'm giving it, no is from humility, purity of heart, and just name it. You may not get it again. That child started reading by 2 years plus. It's no joke. Now, before this child started school, this child started reading advanced books. Most of the books we see here, most of them, they've read it. They have time to read baby books and the books of their stages and all of that, right? However, I call this advanced book, okay? Because that will still continuously, helping with, building their vocabularies. Just this summer alone, I bought, I think about 7 different books. Hold on a second. Okay, let them grab it for me. So what am I trying to say? None of these things is automatic. And that's why you see where I say a topic very dear to my heart. People have been requesting for this topic. But sometimes if I'm not, that inspired with a certain topic, I will wait. I say this dear to my heart because some things in parenting you will encounter as an intentional parent, it will be hard for the world to believe. It will be hard to believe. It will be hard. Okay? And now, no, the reading ones. The reading ones. No, not the workbook, the other ones. Yeah, those ones. Yeah. So some things, it will be hard, and again, we don't just go, maybe because he said he wants to become a doctor, and then you now focus, yeah, you will support that, okay? However, like I always say, because he said he wants to become this, does not mean if God says otherwise, I'm not that parent. I'm more interested in what God wants him to be, and that I will support. Absolutely. I'm not that parent. Oh, maybe because I love book, or because, oh, I'm intellectual, oh, because I love this. Therefore, they will all be doctors. No, where heaven calls them, I will support that cause. I only want their best at any field they got in. What matters is that any field heaven calls them and they chose, okay? They chose, and this is what God calls them. My interest is passion, having passion doing that. That is to say, being happy. And then it's something that is impactful. They are helping lives. That's what matters to me. I'm not just one of those parents, because I am not a confused parent. The same thing with their schools, okay? Now, for this summer, okay, before I proceed, Junior, get me the remaining books. The ones we got this summer. Now, this is what you see here, right? This is the ultimate personal financial guide for teen. The ultimate, right? During school weeks and school days, it may be hard. And some of these things like finances, right? Financial intelligence, and some of them are not being, taught in school. These are part of what we call personal growth, personal development. And we start it on time. We start all these things on time. Okay? Are they there? Okay. A second. Okay, so I told them to leave the books here because, again, that's intentionality. I have to, join them and then their learnings and all of this. This is for summer, for this summer, okay? And this will still go a long way. Here and there, they will be grabbing it to looking into it. There are many things that you search for knowledge to get knowledge. Anyway, so we see this, right? Okay. We see this. This one is what? Life skills for teens. Life skills, right? Some things you can brainstorm and do, and all of those outside just the classroom. They are all here. During the summer something, yesterday, I took them to the library, and then I went to the library, right? And I was asking them, can the child volunteer, not pay me money, knowledge, experience, can he volunteer, right? For 1 hour to 2 hours and all of those. Like if I take them there, he can help to serve people, and it is still that word, service, act of service. These are how to build leaderships and the more. Okay, they are how to build leaderships and more. Experience is your valuable asset, or one of your valuable assets. Now, this is career planning for kids. These things helps too, okay? You share them, and then if you don't have to buy this, okay? I'm just telling you all, okay? You don't have to. However, take this. You can discuss it with them. Share all this so that they don't just grow up and be confused. Or maybe being a doctor, and at the end of the day, the doctor stuff is not doctoring, and then he now has to, end it there, because no, when this fails, that's where this comes in. When option A or plan A fails, that's where life skills comes in. Okay? When option A failed, nothing spoils, right? That's where option B, skills, comes in. The importance of skills. And now this is this one, finance 101, right? For kids. Money lesson children cannot afford. Okay, you see that? Okay. Like all these things, I will put the signature. I don't know if you all can see that. You will see when I get it. I signed these, and then June 2, 2024. I put those. I sign, and then I put this. And now these will be the activities they will use to do that. Okay? Along the line, we still have facts. Histories are good. Okay? We see these are developments. This gets them, because while they are going out playing the physical, right? We're doing that of social, right? And now the cognitive is important. And this is 500 facts, World War II, right? History for kids, very important. The ones you cannot buy book, okay? Have that culture, tell stories. Back then, we do what they call Akiko, Akiko info, okay? that our parents and grandparents then will tell us certain things. Like then we know from Ojukwu, they tell stories of Ojukwu and all of those. There is this one attribute or one statement of Ojukwu that personally hearing it back then, I'm still using it today. And one of them was where Ojukwu, told our, the tribe that I'm from, okay? Be conscious of your investment to your own tribe, this, okay? And all of that. And I leave that example and I don't take that for granted. Today is part of I live it. That's by the way. And now this one is what? Okay, this one, 5 American. Yeah, that's where they are. So the American histories, yes. This one is that world war. Okay. And now this is this one. A growth mindset. Okay, this was last summer. And this is financial literacy, right? For young adults, simplified. And then we get this. Okay, these two were last year, okay? And now this one is 101 things every boy needs to know. We start on time. It is not automatic. To achieve and to balance certain, stages of development, it has to be intentional. We have to be intentional, okay? No parent is perfect. We are not talking, I'm not perfect. We are still, I'm learning. Miss, I learn, in fact, get yours, I will learn. None is perfect. We are not close to. We all on this together. We learn, okay? Now I'm going to go. So what are we talking about, okay? What got me here was where I was talking of the, fine motor skill, and then we get to the cognitive. So fine motor skill, like I was saying, with younger kids, is that a place whereby you don't, when a child is little, okay, and this is going to, you will thank your dear life if you start all this on time. Or at least if you're advising someone, right, you will save, is still part of giving life a meaning, okay? A bottle a child used to drink, all those things, when we have kids, the same thing by 6 weeks, even when we put things in their front, we put like all this finger food, that's fine motor skills, anything they can, pick and put in their mouth and all of those. When you're feeding them their bottle, okay, if you feed them, get this hand, put it, you are promoting the strength, their fine motor skills. That's how it builds. Now, when you are giving a child a pen, by the time they will start learning, right? And you are giving them something to learn, you don't just get this and give to a little child of less than about 1 year. You can't do this. That child cannot hold it firmly. We start with something like this. They can grab this. They can grasp it, grasp this, right? To build their fine motor skills. Now, as they are growing, okay, you transition to maybe something like this until finally they get to pencil. But many often you see us get this, and then a child will be struggling, and then sometimes some kids will even feel frustrated and start losing like interest, and that's not good for their learning development. Because as soon as they start losing interest, right, we will not know it's already messing with them here. It will deprive their concentration and more of those. And that's where we start losing all of those, not knowing that many gaps are being created until we find ourselves, in certain stages that we will think, oh, my kids cannot concentrate. No, sometimes it's because we did not provide them the appropriate things or things that are appropriately for that age group. These are part of it, okay? Now, so when you provide all of those, allow a child to cut about, you know what I mean? Be drawing all his kindreds and all the colors of the villages and the houses in their village is okay. Those things are not in vain. You see all those things, they will be scraping when you give them from that early stage. Those are not in vain. What happens there is that they are building fine motor skills, okay? By the time you will transition to alphabets, to all of those, a child can be firm. Their muscles can be firm to actually do the work. And the same thing with eating, okay? They have built that fine motor skills enough to actually grab those food and eat, okay? But by the time we don't do all those to them, and then boom, everything is going wrong. You give even a child of 4 years where they will eat, you will not believe it. A child of 2 years where they will eat, you will not believe it. Get a table and all of those. Position a child's,
eating place. Number one is going to again build their confidence. They will start building their confidence. Okay. Two, that's appropriate. Okay, for a way and a place the child can eat. Plus, that's the table, because that child is going to deal with a lot of people in the future, and that's part of what we call what table. Is it dining etiquette, right? And so on and so forth. Let me not go far with this. So and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to go on that other different age by 2 to, and again at this early stage, understand these kids do not have that reasoning enough to understand your own feelings. At that stage, all is about their world. Everything is about them. They own the world. That's their feeling on that stage. Those things start to shift by age 2. Okay? Age 2 to age 6, they start developing the feelings of others. Okay? They start developing, maybe when you frown, they can understand you. Okay? When you do certain things, they can connect with it. So it develops between that age. And from that age to middle, all those, then, because this growth is till as we come until we go. Okay, because there will be a time all those may not be stable and doing all of those, they are cognitive and all of those, but understand those things are from this is a continuous different stages, as we are growing, but we have to get that number one, the foundation, right. Okay, now I'm going to get hold on, I'm going to get on this. Okay, hold on. Okay, so some points I put up here. Okay, now the absence of some of these, we know, affects the child process, the transitioning and all of that. Okay, it does affect it. And then long run, by adult stage, some of those things, okay, affects the personalities, affects our reaction, affects completely who we are. And that is why sometimes, like I always say, one of my teams then will say, don't use the word common sense, because what is common to you might be a big deal to another, depending on the background, the cultures, and all of those factors. Yes, they are real. Okay. Oh my, I keep having this call. Sorry. Okay, so the way I put it here, absence of many of these can affect or influence a child's development, either their cognitive, their physical, their social, emotional, and the emotional aspects of life. Yes, that is why we all behave the way we behave. Okay, now when we observe, okay, when we are intentional, the way I put it here, when we are intentional, when we observe, okay, all these developments, there wouldn't be much to regret, both now and later. There might be needs. We might observe certain needs, and it's okay. I'm coming down there because we know we have delays, okay? And all these delays, most often is because a lot we are denied at the right time. It is because some opportunities we are not provided for that child, even from that prenatal stage. Because during the prenatal, many of us don't even eat the right things we're supposed to eat. Many of us engage ourselves in certain things, and all those things, guess what? In that development, all those things can affect any aspect of child's development. It can even affect both physical, and the same thing, some may not even be up to time. The child might come early, which might affect the child, both physical and all of. There are a lot. Any stage we find ourselves, let's just be intentional by knowing the do's and don'ts of those stages. And let's be intentional to help this child become the great person for now and later. Now, I'm going to the way I also put this here. Then sometimes we parents go on denial. It's okay when you see help, okay, or a consign. It is okay to accept the consign and then see how you can get help. Getting a help is not maybe some parents that will come to talk you down. Never even ask. You see those things. Never even accept that. And it wows me and affects me when I see parents. Some of them may not even have gone there. Some of them, if you've gone there, you may not have experienced there. And then you think you are in position. You are not even a professional. You think you are in position to talk the other woman down. Sometimes these are different topics, okay? You see a child not going to school, okay? You have to know your relationship with the parents before you ask that question. You have to know. There might be some circumstances. And guess what? The woman or the mother, okay, may have been getting what it requires to do all of those, but rubbing it on woman's days, like we will say, if you cannot help with people's, okay, challenges and all of those, please do not add. Okay? Now, like I said, when none of these are not forthcoming or delayed, seek for professional help. Okay, for cognitive. Now, when you seek for professional help, when you see your child at a certain stage, you cannot talk, right? When you see a child that cannot maybe walk. Now, let me make this clear. Sometimes when a child is 1 year and that child is not walking, already, including all the umunna, already, when I mean umunna, I mean the kinsmen, okay? They're already on the business of that child, says who? Studies has actually shown as long as every other development of that child is met, we should have consigned by 18 months, all the way to 18 months. It is not a consign for it. And the many of them kids walk by then, unless there are other delays or other, developmental delays. But other than that, the studies says until around that 18 months, that's when it's, it can be looked to. Here, you get a child, they check every other thing is this. By 15 months, child is not, they will tell you, no, I've actually, had encounter with a child that wasn't walking till 15 months, okay? And the parents weren't bothered and everything. The mom, very this, elegant. She wasn't bothered and all of those. I thought I was like, oh, wow, And then she was like, there was a way she just shared it. I was like, oh, and then she understood that. Okay? She already knew. And the only thing she said, she was like, she's just being spoiled, all my kids, he said the siblings, chose to do that early. She was like, I will get it till that early, whatever, And guess what? By, I think, almost 17 months, this baby got up and walked. If you put her down, she will just, start there, won't make no move. But by 17, almost 17 was when she walked. So before telling somebody or doing all of those, make sure every other thing is good. Make sure, and if they are, please just let it be. A child do not walk by 1 year does not mean anything is wrong. And because your child walked by 7 months does not mean other of the children will walk. And it does not mean that child is more special than other. No. Okay? My first one started making movement by 7 months, By 10 months, he walked. But the rest, it didn't happen like that with others. I think one was, around after 1 year. Around 13 months, So all these things differs. As long as you see every development is good. Whoops. Yeah, because what? Until that stage, okay? There may be all this, maybe just taking time, and because of the personalities, the temperaments, and all of those. So let's understand some of this so that we know when we need help. And when we need help, please, we go for that help, okay? So now, what are the things we can do, okay, for those cognitive these things? And even when you call on professional, some things they will do will be now intentional reading for the child. They can do maybe 30 minutes a day or at least 10 minutes a day. You consistently read to your child. Reading to this child, like we said, will help with the language, okay? It will help with the, vocabulary, that's words, choices, many words, providing all those for those kids, okay? And then another thing, okay? Reading will explore, like it will enable the child to explore different, things, okay? Different ideas, knowledges, and all of those. Just like those things we provided for them, like plays and all of those, it enables their exploration. Okay? And now we're going to go this. And then if needs be for speech therapist or for speech therapy, you get speech therapy. And what speech therapy does is still all these things, is to now intentionally doing those things, intentionally and consistently doing all those things that will enable the child. Like we say, they put a child in a room and nobody talks to the child and they don't talk, that child will not speak. Kids learn language, all these things, they learn them, so that this will help us even from the tummy, from when the child is saying, talk to the child will kick, you will be, oh, you be nice, you little one, you be nice, you kicking mommy, you know, or communicate, build those skills, build those things, be intentional with this journey. With that, many of you won't even know the stress and those process of all of those. Okay, so speech therapy is also good. So part of all these things will help with the development of this child when it comes to that of the cognitive. And now going to that physical, we've shared this open-ended activities. When the outdoor, they can play ball, because ball, there is no one way to play that. They can throw it, they can do all of those. So it's just activities that you can play more than one or two ways. That's open-ended activities. Water play and all of those, why they are doing it, they are discovering, they are building here, they are imagining, they are doing a lot of things here. All these things enhances that proper development of the child, because they will know when the water is cold, they will know when the water is foamy and all of those. So it's building here their observation, their cognitive, their critical thinking, and all of those ideas and all those things are here. They are building, and this will enables them with a lot of things as they grow, because this is a big influence to the child's journey. Okay, and then another thing will be now physical engagement and all of those. So I'm just going to hop in the social aspects, social or emotional aspects of it. Why do some people feel primitive, when they are with people or in the public? Okay. Now, why do people feel, or have that low self-esteem and all of? It's not because you're not beautiful. It's not even because you cannot speak a good right. Those are not those things. All these things are based on how this place was developed. And like we said, those we miss, we can now intentionally, right, get in and start that development of those. One of the things we can do with your child, right, you can, to build from on time, okay, to give that child the capacity, like, okay, to have that, build that self-esteem, okay, it's all starts from number one, okay, providing encouraging peer group. Like maybe in daycare, if no daycare, maybe you have someone that has a child, or you can take the child to park, or the way we all do it, maybe, some fast food, and take the child. They have playing place, encourage those. That's number one. What does this do? Peer group, peer play. Play is very important in overall, both the cognitive, the just is all, and then that social aspects and the emotional aspects. And the reason is because of what? It promotes engagement. The child can now know how to engage. Okay? Just like if you come to group page, we'll put video, you see some people that will read, they will engage, right? You see some people that will read. It's not as if they can't engage, or they don't know what to say and all of those, right? But there are some people, oh, I don't want to talk person, oh, I can't talk person, or oh, how can I now put it in words, or oh, that those say, yeah, they're all everywhere. Oh, my comments, oh, will I do it wrong? Remember, we are not talking in all these things. Don't seek for perfection. Actually, one of the studies again, I think Brian who, actually said, leave the perfection and focus on the permanent. That is the consistency. As long as the willingness is there, as long as this child continue, consistently doing this, please don't leave perfection. Okay, but that focus is enough. Okay, so now what that social, all those small things we neglect, what they do, even like we say, when you talk to the child, when you converse and do all of those things, okay, to help that child, the emotional, how to deal with those emotional, because many of us, our emotions, you see, over judgmental and all these things comes from emotions. Okay, and we can build, as we adults can intentionally be doing that. Then other than that, our kids and people with young age, we all can help them to stabilize these things, to enable, okay, proper development and proper growth or functioning of this child long run, because life will come, and that's the reality. Okay, so now what's that social play? Okay, engaging with peers, taking them to this, and then providing all the play. Okay, another thing it does, okay, is what we call collaboration, because this child is going to play with other kids, right? While playing with other kids, what is going to happen? The child will know what we engage in what we call problem-solving skills. When you're playing with another child, you cannot be hitting another child now. You hit the child, even some parents will separate, but when they sometimes they will grab and grab and grab, then before you know it, this person will let go. And tomorrow, this person they will grab, it may not just once. So they are discovering, they are building personalities, they are sensing personalities, they are correcting a lot of things, in this place. So, and it will help the long run as an adult. They will understand what we call what? Problem solving, because it started from day one. They have already developed that problem solving skills. Just get that problem. If there is anything, they know how to, even when to step out, even when to get in, even how to navigate through problem solving skills. We start developing it from that social, aspect of life. Some of us, like anything they get here is all this, or either they don't choose to talk and all of those, like it's a lot of things. We can build and promote all these things from early stage, okay? Another thing, it helps them with what we call patience. Because sometimes there are some play that will require patience, like taking turns, okay? You do this and then you do that. Maybe this one will drop, this one. So from providing those social, okay, and the emotional opportunity, it will enable a child to appropriately develop socially and emotionally, okay? That patience. Another thing is respect, okay? It helps to build respect, because while you are playing with your peers and all of those, right? You don't keep causing problem everywhere now. Sometimes you'll be coming down, okay? And then from on stage, every person, they will develop their do's and don'ts, because there are a child, you will do this, that child will knock you that you won't even dare that again, and it will get you. You will think a lot of things. You wouldn't want that. You start building it. Your boundaries, all of those and all of that. Okay. So it promotes that respect, because you have to respect other kids for you to, play with those peers. If not, adults in the midst can now, be intentional, walking you through on how to, because all these things will learn them. There are things we do, you will be, separated from this, maybe timeout and all of those, there are other solutions, or, how to address all those, okay? And guess what? A child will definitely, get through them. Another thing is accommodation. It helps them. You don't have to judge if this person is black, if this person is yellow, if this person is blue, or if this person is traditionalist, if this person is, okay? Accommodation. We accommodate. These are beautiful kids, beautiful, innocent souls. So it helps them build us. Even if in the future, okay, here and there, okay, by later age, okay, they can accommodate. Because you are not in the same church with that person does not mean you can't have anything, business, other great things to do with the person. We just respect the boundaries. Don't tell, don't act sometimes, So we get that. These are part of the things, okay? So what are we trying to say? Providing those play, and all those open-ended and all those, and peer plays, okay? Things it does is that what? It prepares and help or provide, plays the vital roles, okay? In the what? Child of that, in the life of that child. Plus the potential anger issues. Because when you provide those play among the peers, the child that will develop all these anger issues, many of them was because it's from the beginning. When you're playing with your peers, constantly playing with your peers, right? There will be a time, right? You got to be that patient. There will be a time, there are some things that will do, like accidents or some emergency. A child might be like, I'm sorry. And you do what? You see that? You let that be, right? It's not like it happens then. The root, all these things were solved. The anger issue, say all these things start from all those, because you got to tolerate. You have to do all of those, right? In order to stay in the picture or among those peers, still all of those. Parents do this, teachers do all this. Any person in a kid's life, we all do this, and including the siblings. Some parents will allow the siblings, because this person is the baby, and they will go and hit the elder child. The elder siblings is no. It's not done. Start correcting it. Put him those play. They should learn to respect boundaries. You don't touch no one. You don't do that. If they do that, find appropriate, okay, this thing that will go with it, and do that. Maybe next time you may not have to do this. You may not have to gauge. And next time you see By the time you do that once, twice, and all of the repetition, right? Those will be history. But doing it and then maybe the elder sibling will say, no, now don't you know he's a child? No, he's not child. Correct that error. It's an error. Now, what are we saying again? Some of these things are all these things. I experienced them, and studies also prove them. And I'm gonna quote these two people. Let me type it here. You all can look it up. Go check out this theory. For you parents that really mean business and really want to learn more and really not want to repeat the mistake of others, right? As that intentional parents, you know, you can go get this. And this is approved, is what even America, oh my, what am I, oops, sorry, I put error, there is error theory. So I just corrected it. Okay, and then I'm going to put this. That's Piaget's theory, the Piaget's theory, and then I have this. Even you teachers, when you see this can actually help you as a teacher to know your disposition of teachers, to know you as a teacher, your importance in a child's life. Okay, you as a parent, you are the primary teacher. It will also help you to understand certain, you know, all these aspects, so that together we can actually make this world a better place. Not just making the world a better place, but we can help these kids become that great kids, both to themselves. It starts from them to the family, okay, and society at large, who will not be, you know, proud of, you know, the parents. Okay, so please, we have to take note of this. Then another thing I will encourage parents, while we are doing all of this, those early stage and even now, okay, routine is very important. Maybe it might be a different topic so that I won't go far. But let me just put something, you know, what routine does here. A child, even in school, a child can cooperate more with you, with parents, okay, with teachers and all the adults in their life. They can cooperate more, okay, when they have an idea of the plans. If you keep taking them on unawares, you switch them on. Maybe from 0, you switch them again to 360. Maybe you're going to frustrate that child. Number one, is not going to build trust, because that child knows before there is, you know, it's like everything takes us unawares as a parents, as a teachers, you know, no plan, no nothing, no schedule, no routine. Like it's just is confused life and all those. It's going to affect that child. Long run is going to affect that child. It will be hard for that child to be coordinated. It will be hard for that child to be focused, and it's going to affect trust of that child. Because that child might be passionate doing one thing or one activities now, right away. You transit that child from 0 to 360. It's not going to build trust. And there are a whole lot on that child's development, you know, which is still going to affect that child long run. So I believe we all can do better. Revision, I'm sorry for keeping you. Can you come in and conclude this? Okay. Revision wants to, I think she wants to share something with us. So, I hope this helps, and I hope this will also go a long way. We go a long way. Now, there was something someone wrote me, okay, and this was my reply, and these were okay. There was something, and then I said, okay, I think he said, how can you design a routine, you know, based on cognitive concepts, you know? And then I now went with, okay, by making a calendar routine, accommodating, you know, making a calendar routine, accommodating learning, events, and other activities, okay? Routine enhances the collaboration and smooth transition from one activity to another. That's, you know, one activity to another, okay? And then as long as you are consistent with the plan, though flexible for unforeseen situations or emergencies. Yes, you have to always understand that. Okay. And then I went, oh, okay, you missed this. Okay, let me get the copy, this thing again. Let me get the link again. I just sent it. Okay, so I said, okay, though flexible for unforeseen situations and the emergencies. Now, I said, with this, your child or a child knows what is expected, for the day, from the beginning, to the end of the day, right? And I went further to say, when a child, okay, have an idea of like schedule, like what to expect, how did they, look like, and then I say it will help them, okay, providing this and being consistent with this will help them remember and retain those informations to learn better and cooperate both with you, their siblings, and the peers. Okay. Okay, so let me, Arivision, where are you? I just sent the link. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, Arivision is here. Come on now,
So I'm trying to pack. So sorry. I've been waiting, but I was called for an emergency in the office, so I had to go back. I'm
Okay,
so sorry. Let me just
okay,
pack. Let me
that's
just
fine.
pack.
That's fine.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm not seeing your seatbelt.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
inside.
listening.
I'm parked inside a mall now.
Okay.
Oh, don't mind me. Sorry. Oh. I didn't park well. Oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
where to
fine.
park, but I need to just. It's a mall, so I need to just park well.
Yeah, that's fine. So we know Arivision. Arivision, she is the CEO of Arivision Cosmetics. One of these days, very, very, very soon, we'll have him to come and tell us, all these. She does amazing. Please, admin, can you put that Arivision Cosmetics? Okay, you all can follow her, okay, and be part of that. One of the days we'll get her both for our skincare, a whole lot. We have once hosted her here, and even after that, she has to bless the person we hosted free of. I mean, for both free. It was amazing, and she did justice, okay, to that. So, Arvision, we have you on the line.
Okay, thank you
So,
so much. You really said it all. And I'm always, I'm always happy to be here. Like I look forward to that day. Okay. So as you said concerning the topic, okay, my child, I want to use mine as an instant. My first son had slow, they call it delay, language delay.
speech delay,
Some
yeah.
call it language delay. Yeah. So, but we in Nigeria, language delay, a long story for us. Slow speech, or he did not talk very fast. Okay. Most times it happens with parents. It happens with first child because they get to be so lonely. They don't have maybe older siblings to interact with. That's one of the things that happen. And if you're now in, like me, a very busy mom, so I come back very late and I leave early. He did not have kids around to interact because of the estate and everything, so he barely even have someone to speak with. Okay, his cousin is not the talking type, so she too, she will not be talking to the child. So at the end of the day, it really affected it, the speech. But the beautiful thing about it is they understand. So what I did was, the school that he was at that time, I realized they were not giving him the best. The best in the sense that they were not carrying him along. There are some Montessori schools that are very good with that. Down here in Nigeria, it's not like abroad where you have, well trained teachers that actually, you know, they really take good care of students that have language delay. That in a very few months, you will never believe this kid had a language delay. So After a year or two, I wasn't seeing that improvement that I want. Yes, he was talking. Initially, at maybe two, you see the child blabbing. You be like, you communicate. And the mistake we should not make as parents is when the child blabs, don't concur. If the child is don't say you want
Mhm,
no no
mhm,
no 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 no.
mhm.
Tell okay, you want this beans, you want this rice, you wanna just try to communicate with the child. It's you might think you're wasting your time, but you're not. It's really helping them. Okay, another thing I did because I was a busy mom was I had to get a very good Montessori teacher that is very good with students with children that had language delay. So what I did, I had to take him out of school and homeschool him for a while. I homeschooled him for like almost 1 year, and oh my god, in 1 month, the result I was seeing, I was amazed. Sometimes these kids are not dull, oh, and if you leave them, they will be so comfortable in their comfort zone that you will start thinking that they don't know it. Then the baby knows it, the child knows it. He or she is just being lazy sometimes. When he says that, you're not correcting him or her, you just be relaxed as if he does. They know it. They're very intelligent. Kids are these are very, very intelligent. So when the Montessori teacher started, I was like, oh my god. Like the way he writes, you know, the way he writes his alphabet, and within some months, they started doing 2 letter words, 3 letter, 4 letter. I was like, eh? So you could actually, she was like, mommy, just don't worry. Don't worry, I'm very good with this. And I tell you, that was the best decision
Hmm.
I made for him at that time. The improvement was massive. So afterwards, I now put him back to another school, another Montessori school that was very good with kids. So over time, we now interact better. He now became much better that you won't really even know something like that happens. So I think one down here in Nigeria is, as a parent, not all parents actually knows how to do all this. Okay, some might not even have they don't have the knowledge to know how to go about kids with language delay. There's nothing wrong with the kids. It's just that some child, their pace are different.
The
Some, as
opportunity.
Chris
Mm-hmm.
Lucy said, some work at 1 year, some work at 9 months, some even work at 12, at 14 months, 15 months. So don't think anything, as long as medically everything is fine. Just what you need to do is put the right things in place, that he's learning
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mm-hmm.
things he needs to use.
Mm-hmm.
Go and Google to read up on how to do these things. On your own, you might not really know. So I just kept then. I just you see this my friend Chris Lucy, she young with that time. So then, we were putting heads together, books and all that. She would check out the books that are good, that was how we kept doing it all through. Sometimes, my baby boy would be on call with her. She would, these are things we as parents, we owe these kids to make sure that they are in the right path, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that everything is fine, So with that, it really helps. There is nothing, no, not even, don't let anybody start telling you something is happening from the village. There is nothing. Some kids are just like that. And
Mm-hmm.
kids like this are always very intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very intelligent. So, what you need to do, if another thing as a parent we need to do is we should monitor the school. Sometimes the school might be good, but the teacher in that class might not be too good with students with speech delay. So you just monitor the teacher and be sure that if the teacher is not giving you what you want, for me, I would rather take my child out and put my child into a school that I'm sure. I would, make inquiries. I would even tell. I know the kind of parent I am, so I'll make sure my child. I know the result I want to get, so I'll make sure my child is in the right place, then I had support system. I had people that were like, so I think any parent that has a child, that aside language delay, maybe your child didn't walk fast, don't worry, they all walk on their own pace. Just put the right things in track. Make sure you monitor, help him or her, to teach him or her on how to do those things. Over time they will start doing it properly. His younger siblings now, that one can talk. You just see at you just be talking talk, because she had someone to interact with. She had full house. The other brother now is down. Teaching. I'm like, I see you. I was always worried about. He's not the one tutoring the small sister. No, don't say it like that. Say it like this. So I think patience is the key, and using the right. I think using the right, materials and means, and putting in your best as a parent into it, and with prayer everything will work out well. So that is
Thank you
it.
so very much, Arivision.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so much.
so very much. Thank you so very much. You know what it takes for someone to use personal experience to share information or sensitive information? You know what it is? It can only come from divine. It can only come from divine. It can only come out of passion. It can only come out of going out of the way. And this may be someone you might see without knowing other things going on the background, and you will come to bully the mom, or you will come because you don't have boundaries, or you don't have self, control with talking, and come to talk. You know what it is. We know what it is. And like she said, why building these walls? When a child talks, there is something we call baby talk. And those are babbling, okay? They babble. So when a child talks, okay, don't use the same baby talk to respond. Okay, when a child do like maybe I don't know, wee or something, call the word, yeah, wee, or you want to pee, you want to use the bathroom, you know what I mean. So communicate. Those are, you are providing this child with powerful tools towards the child's development, both them, the process, and later.
Permit me to exit.
Oh, sure. Thank you so very much. Please, Harry
Thank you
Vision,
so
like I
much.
said, okay, she has her stuff there in Lagos, 4 different stations there, including her personal office. For your skincare, rejuvenation, all of those, please meet her, okay? That's the Harry Vision. If you're going there, just say Chris Lucy so that I make sure you have that preferential treatment. She's busy. Sometimes
Thank you so much.
workers may be, communicating, but to make sure you actually get to her place. She is one of, when you hear those almost early child, yeah, okay, friend, yeah, that's what she is. Okay. The only difference is that she was born and brought up in Cameroon, so she speaks French. I don't speak French. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much, Arisha. We're gonna let you go this late. All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
That's
It's a
it.
pleasure. All right. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I believe from that, because she was, yeah, she has to share this because sometimes that information you have is that tool, a valuable tool, a valuable asset. If you don't have it, you don't have it. If you don't have it, you don't know it. And you don't want that to happen to you or happen to your grandchild, because some of us will be, oh, thank God I escaped it. Remember, you're gonna have the grannies, right? So we don't repeat those mistakes. If not for anything, for any adult child, person you see in the life or around you, okay, you can be that great adult that can be reached out and proper information will be provided to, And remember, again, all these things are different stages. Continue till there came different stages and different developments and expectations. But the ability to provide appropriate opportunity at, every given time or given development, okay, will pay off both them at the developmental stage, okay, the process, okay, and then as a full-grown adult. From me to you all, Chris Lucci Charity Initiative, you all remain the best. Have a very wonderful day and have a great day ahead. I'm loyal. Thank you all.